Howdy, everybody. It's Cheri Bandt and
Mr. Bandt.
What's your name?
Mr. Darren Bandt.
Mr. Darren Bandt. And Mr. Darren Bandt, we're back. Darren's with me today since you have the day off.
Second time I've been on the video with you.
Yeah, second time. Yeah. So yesterday was Thanksgiving. We are both doing better after the Rona, right?
Yeah, lots better.
I still have really no smell or taste. So yesterday was fun. Actually, yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But okay, so week 29, eating whole food plant-based or living whole food plant-based, week 29. That's a lot of weeks.
It's a big number.
Yeah, we've done, it's more than half the year, right? Almost?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, 52 weeks in a year.
Would be.
Yeah, so more than half a year doing this, and does it feel like it kind of feels like we've been doing it for a long time.
It seems like it's been a long time. I mean, I think about all the ways we used to eat, and it seems like it's a long time ago.
Yeah. And yesterday was kind of bittersweet. Allie and I were trying to plan out the menu. She ended up losing her sense of smell and taste too. So yeah, so that
completely or just partially?
No, completely.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to enjoy the food as much. Even though I did partake of quite a lot, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But it was interesting. Our oldest two sons, our oldest son Carson, who lives at home, and he isn't going to watch this, so he won't know the difference. But he was a little sad. We had gotten him he wanted some turkey. And so we got turkey deli meat, and he made a sandwich because he was a little sad. Logan, the next one down, the rest of the kids, they did really great with it, but just the traditions of what we would normally do, and they all circled around the turkey. Really, we would prep the turkey in the morning, and I would always cook the neck and the
dressing. We would always have dressing.
We didn't have that yesterday.
No.
I probably would have done that if I would have been able to taste a little better, because then I would have created probably a recipe for that, or found one and altered it for us. But since anyway, our menu consisted, if you follow along on Instagram or Facebook, I did take some pictures. I think the thing for me that I liked the best ended up being the Brussels sprout crock pot.
That was pretty good. All the food is really good. It was just different food.
Yeah. And yeah, it was just, so we did mashed potatoes and gravy, mushroom gravy, Fat Man Ranch gravy. It was pretty good. I ended up adding more salty stuff so I could kind of taste it a little bit. So I ended up adding more aminos to it, but it ended up being kind of like mushroom soup.
Was that his green bean salad?
His green bean casserole. Yeah. Did you like it?
Oh yeah.
So we did that. We did mashed potatoes and gravy. We were going to do roasted portobellos, but we ended up getting these field roast, celebration roast, and we did a tofurkey, like little ham roast. That was not as good.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't as good as what I remember turkey being, but it was still pretty good.
The celebration roast though, those well, as much as I could taste them, they were good.
Not something you want to have all the time, really. But
no, it almost ended up being more like bread-ish, though. And that's the way a lot of the faux meat products are, except for like the Impossible Burger, stuff like that. That tastes more like meat, but what I've had of it tastes more like meat. But anyways, it was nice. Yeah. I still think probably my favorite was like just the raw veggies, and we did like I did a tofu sour cream and then put onion soup mix in it, and that was kind of
veggie
good.
dip. It was really good. Yeah,
and then also we did. Allie has purchased a few times, so we got him. Oh gosh, what's the brand? It's like cashew cheese and crackers, and that was. It was like dill cheese. Oh,
we used to have like a cheese ball.
Yeah,
this
I could just eat that stuff. But I want to talk about that. That's kind of my focus. I was in pain last night, like hurting, and today my stomach is really not in a happy place. And through this whole thing, the whole food plant-based eating, for me, and I will tell you, for anybody out there that really wants to lose weight, for me it's been a side effect of eating this way. But I will tell you, I think the number one key for why I've lost so much weight is no oil. And I wrote down, I will show you my notes. I wrote down all the things that I ate yesterday that I would normally not eat.
Lots of things.
That had oil in it, added oil or so semi-processed or processed food. And it tore my stomach up. Like, I'm going to move this over just a little bit. Let me cut you out of there. And so, okay, one, crackers. Normally, I've gotten Mary's crackers before. They don't have oil, or maybe they do. do they have oil? Those Mary's crackers? I don't know, from Thrive Market. But I don't, that's normally something I don't eat. So I had the crackers and the dip for the veggies. The onion soup mix had, although it was vegan, doesn't have any dairy or anything like that in it, it has oil in it. So the crackers have oil in it that we ate. The faux cheese, or the cashew cheese, the cheese ball thing, has oil in it. The plant roast that we did, although good, have oil in it. It has oil in it. The whipped cream that we put on top of I wouldn't call them pies. It was more like pumpkin cake. Whipped cream on top, oil in it. I ate some potato chips in the onion dip, and they have oil. And then the French onions that we wouldn't have had to put, the recipe that we did for the green bean casserole, they did not put the French's onions on top. Yeah, he did breadcrumbs. But I thought, well, it'll be good with those onions, and they're vegan. Not whole food plant-based necessarily, because they're a processed thing, but they have oil in them. So all of those things, crackers, dip, plant roast, cashew cheese, whipped cream, chips, French onions, thing. Whole buddy, my stomach was like, holy hell.
Some of that you could tell immediately when you'd eat it too.
Well, the oil slick in my mouth, yeah. I don't. I
mean, some of it like
on my birthday. Okay, so my birthday was what day? Tuesday. And I will tell you, what was my goal? My goal was 100, and I didn't talk about weight. 231 in the hospital. My goal was for my birthday I would be 150 pounds. When I weighed myself on my birthday, I was 150. And not 150 today. 152 is what I weighed this morning. So I've gained a little bit. And from last week I was down to 148, but that's because of the COVID.
Yeah,
and
nasty.
I wasn't really eating a lot. So I knew that my weight would go back up a little bit. But still not too bad after eating all that crap yesterday. Yeah. But I will tell you, not even weight aside, today I'm probably not going to eat that stuff. I might have a couple things here and there that are left over that have the oil, but it just makes my stomach hurt. So anyways, that's what I kind of wanted to talk about that. You don't have an issue. You haven't completely cut oil out. Neither has Allison. You still have some of the refined stuff like the chips and
the chips and nuts, and there's a few things we still
the oil on. Yeah, well some of the nuts have oil on them, yeah. But for the most part, that's something that I've really been somewhat cognizant of, and I think, like I said, I think it really has contributed to the weight loss. But you've lost a crap ton of weight too.
Yeah.
With COVID, what was your lowest that you got down to?
162, I think.
And when's the last time that you weighed that? When we've been together, that's the lowest weight you've ever been.
Probably when I was high school. Or graduated from high school.
Isn't that crazy
probably.
to think about? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've talked about how like you're in the shower, because this is my thing. Like I'm and I'm like, this is like I look down.
There's nothing there.
Like I'm getting
You're
skinny.
a stick.
Yeah. But I will say something that, we are definitely not fully back physically to normal. Like I would always do at least 3 miles a day walking. I'm only doing half that. And it still kind of kicks my butt.
We've just been walking once a day.
Well, lately. I know, but it's half that. It's like the 1.5 miles or what, because I normally would break that up into 2 walks, and it was always a little over 3 miles. And then a couple times a week, I would lift weights with my son Carson. I have not done any of that. I feel like the Rona kicked my butt. Like physically, I'm just weaker. I don't like that feeling. I think something, as everybody kind of thinks about the new year and like doing something health-wise. And I will tell you, if you want to feel better, have more energy, if you're achy at all, you might want to try going whole food plant-based. I think those two things alone, you will see huge improvement. But something that I think that I want to do for myself is I want to have more flexibility and some more strength. And I think after having COVID, I might try, I don't know, in our little cabin, I don't know that there's a place I can really do yoga without the dog sleeping and the kids like out of the living room, but maybe I'll have to try something like that. I don't know. So if you have any tips, I don't know. For anybody, if you have tips, I just want to have a little bit more flexibility, feel a little stronger. So those are something, and I'm not I probably would like the jumping around stuff, like the aerobic stuff now that I physically can do that, but that's not necessarily my gig. I think I would like something that's a little more low key.
We just get it back to where we're doing the walking.
Well, that's first focus. And then I think as the new year starts, I think I would like to start.
But I think not just
stronger.
Having the virus and affecting you physically is one part of it, but then just not doing it.
Yeah. Well, yes, because for how long? So I think for me, it was a week, a little over a week that I didn't walk at all.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. And same for you. And then, so yeah, it's crazy. Once quickly your body gets used to doing, that physical activity, how quickly you can lose that. Mm-hmm. But it's bad. It's bad stuff. And I think that they just now said there's another variant. I'm like, oh my gosh. I think it's here to stay, guys. I think it's here to stay. Kind of like the flu. But anyways, back to the Thanksgiving. I think it was good.
Well,
I think it was good.
What's interesting is what we normally do is we put veggies out early to snack on, and then
we had those for breakfast.
I completely filled up on the veggies.
So once the food came, it was kind of like
I had to stop eating. I said I can't eat anymore because when the other food's ready, I want to feel hungry to eat it. So. Yeah,
and then I didn't end up. We ate early, and then I didn't end up eating again. And that's another thing that I don't do. Like I used to eat and then go to bed. Like I used to eat. Or I would have
late?
I would eat late. I don't do that anymore.
Right.
I get to about, I eat dinner, we do our walk, I brush my teeth, I'm done. Once I brush my teeth, I tell myself, that's like my trigger, no more food. Mm-hmm. I brush my teeth and then I'm done. And I do think that helps. It gives your body like a rest for digestion. That's one, I will say, hands down, the one thing that has been the biggest benefit of this whole entire thing is sleeping better, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and also getting to bed earlier.
Yeah.
Then in the morning you don't feel like you're all wore out when you get up. No,
you get out of bed, and I'm finally back to that's my norm of like getting up and feeling like I'm ready to start my day and get going. And I can remember thinking, gosh, if I had to have a normal like 9-to-5 job, like what you have, like a normal job, I couldn't, like before eating this way, I could barely like get up. Morning, it took so much effort for me to get up. Taking a shower was a lot of effort. I even after being sick and have physically it kind of wearing on us, I am still like, it's like 10,000 times better than what it was when we were eating the sad diet.
Well, it's easier, I think, to stick to a schedule, routine.
Yeah. But, and I'll talk more. The wheels are turning for me. I'm back into finishing up my plant-based nutrition certificate. I'm going to work on that a little bit this afternoon. I'm on the last leg of that, and then I will graduate. I'm still kind of also on the side working on holistic nutrition certificate, but I want to share kind of a little bit more about my thoughts on this whole journey. And for anybody out there who's struggling, I think I can help you. Mm-hmm. So, if you are in this is the time of year people start thinking about, getting healthier and doing something for yourself. And if you're a lady my age where you're struggling with weight, but more you're struggling with energy and you just don't feel good. If I can help in any way, please reach out. But for anybody out there who's already doing the gig, that you're already like on the health train and you have some tips for like strength training and just more flexibility, I'd love some tips too. So if you'd want to share them down below in the comments section. But also, I do have a group, and now I am posting in there now that I'm feeling better. And what is it called? I don't even know what my group's called. What's it called, Darren? Let me look up. But you can hop over to Facebook. I'll share it below. If you want to join, I'll get you in there. But it's off of my Facebook page, the Bandt on Plants page. I'd love to have you in there. And we're going to start. I would like to make it a supportive place where I know I did like a little survey. Everybody kind of wants recipes. I'll start sharing some of my favorites. Hopefully, I'm praying that my taste and my smell come back and I can start building some recipes out too. Sooner the better. Yeah, where we can experiment a little bit more. Because there are some things that I do. I generally use a base recipe and then I alter it. Usually
tweak it.
Yeah, I usually do. I usually tweak it. Mm-hmm. So anyways, I'm happy that you were here with me, and hopefully we can do this more often. Mm-hmm. And
we can show them your yams.
Oh yeah, I showed them in a picture yesterday. Allison got me these for my birthday. I absolutely adore them. Got me some fork earrings. Yep. And they're almost big enough you could use them.
If you're ever stranded in the woods somewhere and you need a fork.
I think I would use my hands, but whatever. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. We will be back next week. Again, this was week 29, so week 30 next week. Oh.
Big 3-0.
And I think we'll keep doing it. I think so. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So back next week. Thanks for watching. You all have a blessed one. And eat plants. And move your body.
Always.
We'll see you later. Bye.